How to use Jira Software for beginners. Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a look at Jira, which is a diverse tool which can be used to plan and launch campaigns for marketing, plan and track IT projects, build creative workflows, and create custom processes. So let's get started with Jira. Now, Jira is so popular and they even have their own simplified project management tool called Trello. And if you want, you can just go into Atlassian, which is like the parent company of Jira. They have different products such as Jira and then Trello. But today we're going to be focusing specifically on Jira. So let's get started. To get started, simply head on over to atlassian.com/software/Jira to get started. Now from here, I'm going to sign up with my Google account. You can use Microsoft or your email address. I'm just going to be using Google today for a quick and easy sign up. So I'm just going to click on our account over here. Once we do that, we're just going to click on continue. And then we're just going to add our full name and then click on continue. Now from here, it's going to ask us what is the site URL we want to be using for our account. So I'm fine with this particular site URL. You can customize this if you want. And I'm going to click on continue because this is just the name that I want to use. And then once we do that, we will have our confirmation. Now, from here, you're going to specify what type of work you're looking to do today. So for us, I want to do project management. So I'm just going to click on project management. And if you want, you can use any of the other tools, depending on whatever you're looking to do, whether it's software, whether it is going to be product management. So I'm going to go with project management and I'm just going to continue. Now you have two options. You can go with a Kanban view, you can go with project management view, you can go with a Scrum view. I'm going to go with Kanban because that's my preferred style. You can go with a basic list or Scrum view as well. Once you do that, Jira is going to prepare your workspace for you. And I'm just going to wait. And just like that, our first project is going to be created. Now, by default, you do have to create a first project on Jira. And I'm just going to name this whatever my ongoing project is. Or let's say it's going to be panels and panels 009. And I'm going to click on get started. Once I do that, I'm going to add what type of work pieces are included, whether it has tasks, features, stories, bugs, assets. So let's say it includes assets, it also includes bugs, and stories are not something I might require because that is a requirement expressed from the user's perspective. Then after that, we're going to add how we want to track our work, idea, to do, progress, in review, and done. We can change these later as well. And then just click on finish to start building your workspace. Now from here, we're going to proceed. And I'm just going to close up these pop-ups and we're going to proceed and accept all the cookies. Now on the top left, you're going to find your Jira account. Then from over here, you can switch between different projects. So we're going to go into this one. Now in your Jira account, you will also see on the left, whenever you click on Jira, this will lead you to one project view. So you can switch between different projects. I'm going to open up the first project we created. On the left, you will find a summary of that, a timeline, a board, a calendar, a list, forms, and work. And you can add other views, you can add multiple project pages, and then you can manage your project settings. On the top, you have filters and dashboards, different teams, as well as plan and apps. So let's get started by clicking on project settings on the left. Once we do that, we can add a default assignee as well. And the default assignee is going to be our project lead, which is usually going to be the person that created the project. Then we have access. So we can click on add people and add other people. Let's say I want to add them via email. I'm just going to add an email of my own over here. And I want to add them as a member. You can add people as an administrator, member, or viewer. I want them to be a part of a team, so I'm going to add this one person. Then from there, you can go into notifications and you can build fields, work types, features, and automations. So you can build some automation rules, especially for repetitive things, such as whenever a piece of work is put in the in review section, then it automatically should be notified to the project lead or to the project manager. So you can build those types of automations directly within the automation function. Then you have your board where you can customize the columns and statuses, as well as add custom filters, as well as change the card cover images and view different timelines. Then you have any third-party applications, which you can also navigate. Now we're going to get started with going into our board, and we can start adding different ideas. So let's say within our idea section, you can choose if this is a task, bug, asset. So let's say this is going to be an asset for us, and we can choose the type of work this is. Keep in mind that all of the work types have different fields. So an epic is basically going to be a bunch of different tasks, bugs, and stories that are interrelated. An asset is going to be a file, video, or an image. Then a bug is going to be any error. A feature is going to be a piece of functionality that is being provided by you. Then a task is going to be something that needs to be done. You can add other work types depending on whatever type of work you're doing. You can add functionality or features expressed as user goals. I don't have user goals because this is just a simple project management tool for like a media production agency. So I'm just going to go into board, and we're going to firstly add a task, which is going to be to produce agent 1 trailer edits for social media. And once we do that, this is a distinct piece of work. Now, when you click on that distinct piece of work, you can add a description, you can add comments, as well as view the history and work log. Then on the right, you can add assignees. By default, it added me. I can add any other person. Let's say I want to add this person over here. Then I can add a label. Let's say this is going to be urgent. And you can build different labels as you go. Then you can add any parent task that it is related to, and you can choose a team that it is related to as well, which is especially helpful when you have different segments working in the same project manager. Then you can add commit, where you can go on ahead and add the branch as well as commit. This is for developers, and you have the reporter. Once you've done that, you can just close this out and you have specified the task. Then as the task progresses, it can be moved further into different statuses. Now, if you want to add a status for completed and failed, you can do that as well for things that never go through or things that were abandoned or stuck. That is something that's often added. I'm going to add stuck as a status. And once I do add stuck, I'm going to move it by holding it and then move it over here. I like to add stuck as a status right after in progress, because usually that's where it determines whether the task is being done or not. Let's say we have something in our to-do, which is going to be a feature, which is going to be to add, let's say, which is going to be a new feature such as video editing for other consultants. Let's say this is just a new feature which we've added, and I just want it to be announced. So that's why I just added over here. If this is an idea, people, let's say I pitch it to my superiors, whether it's in progress, whether it's stuck, and then whether or not this has been added as a feature. So I hope you guys found this video helpful and you are now able to use the Jira software. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video.